Alright, hello, Drew. I'm back. This is Starcraft Broodwar. I am doing a ladder cast from a 2023 game. The wonderful thing about the YouTube algorithm is, doesn't matter how many times I say I'm back, there will be many people that are seeing me again for the first time in a long time. Anyway, we're having some fun, getting slowly back into understanding this silly game. And I'm using some replays for the time being from a pack that I built when I was active a couple of years ago. I will soon be downloading the Pole Stars and all the other current maps and games and players. I'm looking for a little feedback from the community on what it is that a caster can do differently to everybody else, because I feel like everybody, Protoss, CNSC, Namcraft, I think his name is, Falcon, they all posting the same stuff, right? It's just Korean pros, either competitions or ladder games. Just wondering if there's anything else that people would like to try and see that you can get off of Seawall, right? Because that's where I'm going to get replays. I have no other access. I'm not really that active or connected in the community. So just be interested to know your thoughts. Okay, I've chosen this game against Strange, who is our Zerg. And the Protoss player we're looking at today is a guy called Khala. Now, he's a Korean chap who currently lives in Japan and is no longer active. But I think that he probably could be credited for creating some of the most informative guides for new Protoss players that have ever been created. He even went to the effort to get some of them translated. Now, not all of that meta is applicable now, but like at a basic fundamental level, a lot of it still is, and just an absolute massive contributor to the game and what he gave to Protoss. So Khala is missed. I miss him. He doesn't stream anymore. He doesn't play anymore. He was a really cool player. Our Zerg here has gone hatch first against Gateway. So Khala looks like he's just going to go with 2 zealots before he expands and takes his nexus. So we'll see what pressure he can get done here as our hatchery is about to finish. We've got some lings that are about to pop out, so it should be a limited amount of damage. Obviously it just depends on the quality of the micro, but let's see if we can get a drone here. Okay, so he's at least stopped some mining time, forced a drill, did get a drone. Now he's going to go behind the mineral line, try and use the probe as like a little ally, and they should fight together. So this is just about how optimal the trade can be. Gets the probe. Gets the zealot. Oh, all fair. And now the second zealot is rocked up. Possibly Khala could have considered pulling the zealot back. However, if anything, he's probably just forced the fight to minimize the amount of lings that could run by while he was getting his forge up. One does get into the house. He should respond to this. Seems fine. We're having a slug of water. It's not whisk. It's still early in the day. Lings coming by. Third hatch. Doesn't look like a lair build. We'll see what he does with his first 100 gas. These are still slow links. He's made a lot of links. These things will not scale well. I think this is potentially a bit of an overreaction from Strange, because he's not going to get any value now. This is walled up with a cannon, no dramas. And Khala smartly sending out a probe, and he's going to just scout this third base without any stress whatsoever. So my casting senses are totally up to shit in terms of tracking the minimap, calling out builds, anticipating what players are going to do. That will come back with time. Good game sense from Zerg to send the link to at least chase away the scouting probe. The scouting probe wants to get back in to see the main, to get a sense of what there is. Is he going Stargate behind this? Got Cybernetics Core, and he is making a Stargate. So yeah, he should have visibility on what looks like Hydras fairly soon. First Hydras are being made, so it looks like he's going to rush Hydras here. Is Strange. I think this is useful. If Khala counts the number of drones here at the third, which he will with this probe, he sees another drone coming out here, and this is also going to be a Hydra. So this is clever play, high level play. So you pick what you make out of the respective hatcheries based on the scouting information that you don't want your opponent to get. And then meanwhile, the probe is occupied in the third base, and here come the Hydras totally undetected. He's still got one cannon and nothing else, so he's going to have to respond pretty smartly here as our Protoss. Sees it now. Okay, so now his probe comes past, sees the cannons, sees the Hydras, and you can see the immediate reaction. Okay, so we have a upgrade that is potentially going to get lost. We have skipped. We haven't made a single course here. We know what we're facing. Our production tab is we're making cannons, and we're trying to get this upgrade to complete. Khala's staying pretty calm. He's pushing, trying to save the upgrade. Is he making another fort somewhere? No, just cannon. He's making a corsair. Now, this is also quite a high level thing. What happens is, if you're Protoss and you don't have a probe on the map, right? So if you're Khala now, you've got no vision on what's happening. This is your vision, right? So you've got absolutely no clue what's happening. So what do? You send your corsair to confirm if he's making drones or if he's making Hydras. So I'll switch the vision back in a moment, but I just want to try and teach you guys something about when you face early Hydra pressure. Don't just go crazy as Protoss. Go back and see now. Is he making a lair? No. Okay, so what else is he going to do? He's going to go here and check. Is there a lair here? No. Okay. Is there a lair at the third base? Actually, he just fancies his Overlord. Now, if Protoss was still, if Zerg was still making Hydras, then I reckon he would have spotted them. So he's making drones and he's making Hydras. So it's a little bit of a mix. So it's a soft contain. But Khala's identified. He doesn't have to keep making cannons. The 6 cannons that he's made will be more than enough. It's not an all-in. And now he actually has to progress with his build, right? He's got to get up to 42 workers. He's got to get his upgrades going with his second forge. He's got to get Templar Archives. You can see Zerg's pulled back now because he knows once legs finish, which are about to, and +1 kicks in, his zealots are going to be quite strong. So the question for the day is, with Seawall being what it is, right, where you can search and filter games by MMR, by match type, by match length, do we want to see compilations of cheeses and short games that are happening on the ladder? Do we want to see long games at various skill levels? What is it that people want to see that isn't already being costed, right? That's just what I'm curious to know. Because Seawall is really such a gift in terms of what it offers you. This is pretty even trade here. Nice micro from the Zerg, I must say, but Khala's done his calculations and he knows these zealots are going to be stronger. Uh-oh. Let's pull away. Another very high level thing there. Don't sack your zealots. Once you get into this narrower choke, your advantage is far, far inferior. So you can fight well here. You're going to fight difficult here because Hydras can hit you from all behind these spots. The buildings change the game entirely. So yeah. Taking this fight here, not microing that well. I think his attention was somewhere else. And again, just he'll fight the Hydras here all day. Just with +1 zealots, that's more than good enough. Bit of the Corsair harassment coming in here as well. A good, potentially a good one for the thumbnail. Although they tend to like having Storm and some other dramas. So he wants to try and push into the main here just to get the scout off. He's going to see no spire. Doesn't have to worry about a muted transition at this stage. Although I lie, the spire is tucked away here, which he would have seen because he's not blind and I am. Still, it's still bugging our Zerg. Sending in more and more. So just good game sense there. Kills another drone. Sending even more. I think he'll tidy this up now. This was probably a step too far. What sort of gate production are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then this one here says on 8 gate production, 2 bases. Making dragoons now. These mutas have popped out because he did make a spire. And that's going to change the game suddenly for Khala. He's going to have to make some units to fight these mutas. If it's only 5 mutas, it's fine. He does have 3 Corsairs and some Templars, so Protoss is ticking up nicely. Pretty even game. No clear advantage one way or the other, I wouldn't say. No cannon here. Probably would be helpful to add one. Did add one here though. Main. One seemed to become 2-2 against +1 only. I think Khala liked his composition here. He's got the goons, Templars. This was just sacking all of his mutas for the high Templars, and I think that's probably a worthwhile trade. We're definitely seeing that more and more and more and more. These builds where mutas come in to all but destroy the ground army capability, because dragoons plus zealots cannot beat mass hydra without storm. So it is become a very, very handy counter. So here's 8 pretty bruised mutas coming back. The cannon that I said he didn't make here is coming back to haunt him. But he does still have enough Corsairs, and although it's very hard pathing wise, he does have a few dragoons to help out as well. So Protoss is taking a third, probably on the, I wouldn't say on the late side, not early either, just more or less on time. Zerg sensing that this is a position that can be pressured. It's moving into play, so he's trying to distract with the mutas, and then a nice big whack of hydras coming in here. Storm is going to be key. There are 2 high Templars here. He's got just about 1 storm in him. He's got just about 1. So the mutas try to pick those high Templars off. They did not succeed. So Zerg thinks better of engaging. Still flying, walking around with the zealot. Just good map sense from our Protoss player. I don't know why you have... I don't know if these units were just not listening or what have you. It seems random just to send a handful. This is also, in terms of high level play, you know, you're not engaging, but your army's not just sitting at your rally doing nothing. You've got all this APM to burn. He's just moving these units around, keeping his fingers warm, hands busy. It's insane. I don't know if they're on patrol. They may be, although it doesn't look like it. I think he's microing them, just moving them around consciously. He has added this cannon that I asked him to. Thank you for listening to me 2 years ago. Going back in time. So we have a 4-basing Zerg who's going to scale very well against a 3-basing Protoss. His units are kind of split off here, so perhaps with all of that multitasking, he actually kind of didn't handle that all that well. So Khalla's just keeping all his units together. 2-2. Moving towards +3 weapons. A lot of peripheral attacks here, this game. No lurkers yet. I haven't even seen lurker aspect being researched. some storms and some carcasses and some... That was a pretty good attack, actually. I think he might sense that this is pretty vulnerable and send it all in. He could really have done with a less whiffy storm, though. That was pretty well done. I don't know if he wants to go up this hill. Seems to be in 2 mines. Consolidating some more forces from the site. Some stray units to run off this way that he's sending a small pot of zealots to chase after. Main army's circling around here to keep this position under threat. Yeah, I don't think you're going to establish a base here, my friend. These zealots are not keen on letting you do that. So Protoss is trying to set up a 4th, and that attack went so well that I think he's going to succeed in that endeavor without a problem. Yeah, well, the drone seems to be... Is this drone going to get in and out? Untouched. Oh, that is so funny. How fast are drones? Drones can outrun speed zealots. I did not know that. Crazy. So a bit of a spread now of people, action everywhere. The zealots over here, just as a spotter. Again, Khala moving his main army around. Getting this 4th base up and running is huge. If you can get this up and running successfully and add a few more workers, because he's only got 43, I think he goes into an overwhelmingly strong position. Especially if he can continue to deny what would be the 5th base of the Zerg. 4-on-4 bases, Zerg doesn't stand a chance. What is this? 2 cannons seems to be good enough. Adding a 3rd for safety. Ah! The lurkers have arrived. Requires much more intensive micro now. Trying to pick off an observer there, I think. Another big fight here, incoming. Yeah, so let's pull away. So +2 attack now on the Zerg Hydras. Want to try and deny this 5th base coming up. The hatch has been dropped. I don't think he has enough Hydras here to stop this. So this is going to get cancelled. Good game sense again by our Protoss. Bye bye. Suppose we've got some storms in them. Have to babysit this. Oh wow, a big mass of blue moving down the map. Possibly confrontation time. Yeah, you can see Zerg's very determined to try and keep this spot, and Protoss is very, very determined to take this fight. So, because his 4th base is established, yeah, happily up and running, Protoss knows his win condition is just denial of the 5th base of Zerg. That pretty much seems to be all he's concerned with at the moment. A lot of hatcheries here. This is, although there's not much money in terms of sheer production buildings alone, this is a valuable endeavor. A lot of the blue army is going to come down from the top and potentially get cut off. But as long as you can get this in, I think he stormed all those drones. Yeah, his drone count has just been absolutely obliterated. And this is looking like a pretty solid win for Khala. Simply... Oh wow, I missed the lurker drop here. He's managed to pull his workers. His workers have not been reduced. He sent a observer there. So he's countering. He's accepted that this base is dead. So he's kind of going all in with the units he's got left. There's a lot of cannons. And that's a decent storm. Oh! Yeah, that's a nice one. He's going all in here, really. Is Strange. Throwing in absolutely everything he has left. It's not going to have enough to overpower the Protoss, even if the annoyingness of lurkers and needing observers and all those fun things. He must just get himself an observer, man. Does establish this base, but it's going to have to rebuild his drone count, which is going to take a while. And he has GG'd. So a little bit of an uneventful finish to the game, but I think at the end of the day, Protoss got 4 bases up, denied the 5th. Zerg kind of had to go all in to try and kill a base. Didn't manage to do so. A couple of decent engagements, pretty decent fights. Good game by Khala. Solid game by Strange. Enjoyable stuff. This is my second run on the bounce today, so if you stayed with me this long, rest assured there are more games in the not too distant future to look forward to. Thanks for stopping by. See ya.